Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I'm just getting ready. I'm going to go ahead and start this off with this song that I wrote many years ago called God's the Greatest. Enjoy.
In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. You do we worship, your aid do we seek. Show us the straight way. Beware of those who have bestowed the grace. I say it, you say it, Allah, who Akbar, God the grace. I praise, you praise, the Alpha Omega is here to save us. I say it, you say it, Allah, who Akbar, God the grace. I praise, you praise, God, my Lord, we shall obey him. We in the crooked nation, sinners of civilization. Reject the warning and hellfire is blessed destination. All we ask is praise him, love, honor, obey him. We see the signs, but instead we tend to turn our faces. Killing God's creation, discriminating races. We're so hungry for money, we're too anxious for patience. All blessings coming, but we don't like waiting. Who are we to bust the Lord when God's the greatest? Don't you know disobedience is full of hatred? When the reward, knowing the devil's playpen, so others blame him. It's not for praising. We must obey him, we made him play like he made us. I say it, you say it, Allah, who Akbar, God the greatest. I praise, you praise, the Alpha Omega is here to save us. I say it, you say it, Allah, who Akbar, God the greatest. I praise, you praise, God, my Lord, we shall obey him. Muhammad is the prophet, and Christ is our Savior. The rapture is coming, heaven or hell awaits us. Judgment they will wait us, heaven nasty will rape us. Or reward you with favors, or recruit devil and haters. God don't like ugly, give you evil and break it. Don't you know you ain't touching the Alpha Omega? So level up if you think you can take him. Watch how he shake it, watch how he make it. He's so obedient to God, he wants your punishment now or later. We'll follow his Satan. When you know God the greatest, efficient as a brand, call loose of the spiritual race. Cloud your mind with drugs, money, and litigation. But you can turn faces away from wicked Satan. You will look behind the sky with who? God is great. Allah, who Akbar, God the greatest. Yep. I say it, you say it. Allah, who Akbar, God the greatest. I praise him, you praise him. The Alpha Omega is here to save us. I say it, you say it. Allah, who Akbar, God the greatest. I praise, you praise, God, my Lord, we shall all obey him. When it is said to them, believe as others believe, they say, shall we believe what the fools believe? Nay, surety, they are the fools, but they do not know. When they meet those who believe, they say, yes, we believe. But when they are alone with the evil ones, they say, we are really with you.
All right, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. As you can see, I got my own little prayer rug going on. You don't want to see what I had as a prayer rug before. Got my little setup. See, I got my shoes off, my feet clean for the most part. We are not going to walk on this with any shoes. We're going to treat this like this is the masjid, even though it's my room for all my clothes and shoes, and my room for my podcast. All right. Let's get this started. I always do something like right before I touch the Quran. I always do something with my left hand. Then I have to go wash it. It's like digging my ear or something, digging my nose right before I get ready to touch the Quran, and I gotta go wash my hand. All right. Where was I? Let's get this started. We started. All right. All right, how are you doing today, brothers and sisters? Let's dry these puppies off. All right. I'm going to open it today with the opener like I always do. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the cherisher, sustainer of the world, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. It is you that we worship, and your aid that we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, those whose portion is not wrath and who do not go astray. Again. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. It's you that we worship and your aid that we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom you the way of those. Terrible. I don't even know why I get this. I can just recite it. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher, sustainer of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. It's you that we worship and your aid that we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, those whose portion is not wrath and who do not go astray. The problem is, it's written in a different language, like thou, thee, they, like I ain't gonna say King James Version, but back in those medieval days, art thou there, and I'm reading it how I memorized it, then I'm looking at it, then I mess up, then it's on another page. So, I like to, read it straight out of the Quran, but at the same time, I don't speak Arabic, so I guess it just doesn't even really matter as long as I speak it before we start. All right. Let's see what we're going to talk about today. Today, I really want to talk about Mashallah social media. Mashallah social media. What is that, you ask? Well, it's a new social media site like Facebook, strictly for Muslims and Muslims only, and those who are seeking Islam or who are interested in Islam. Now, we still have 11 members. I still need you all to join the platform. You can go on my page and you can see Mashallah social media. You can click on the link and you can join with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You could join Google. You could join Apple. You could join your email. It's very important because we are on this platform. We're on this wicked platform where everything is haram. And you may think like, okay, well, I'm not clicking on these videos, but they pop up. When you least suspect it, they're in your news feed. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it 100%. You're going to see something haram, something you're not supposed to be looking at. Just imagine if you're fasting and it's Ramadan and you're on Facebook, probably not supposed to be, but let's just say you are, and then you go to see something sexual or you see something that's against Islam, then what? Break your fast. When all you was trying to do was network with your brothers and sisters. With that being said, during Ramadan, we can still use social media on Mashallah because it'll be operated and controlled by Muslims and Muslims only. What we're trying to do is create enough income on the platform that we can do things like we can repair mosques that are deteriorating or old. We can build new mosques from the ground up, and we can go and buy out all them churches, all them synagogues that are vacant for sale. We can buy them and turn them into mosques. Imagine we buy all the empty churches. There's a lot in my neighborhood. All the empty Jewish synagogues, we can buy them and turn them into mosques. And we can go around the world and we could start businesses amongst all the Muslims around the world, in all the third world countries and all the poor countries where they are misfortune. Not going to do that. So yeah, it's very important that you join. If you see this, join. It's 5 minutes to join Mashallah social media. You can go live. You can create groups. You can ask questions. You can make posts. You can post videos. You can link all your videos from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. You can do it all. And everybody on there is equal. And everybody is Muslim. And everything is halal. There's nothing haram on there whatsoever. If it is, let me know so we can get it off. All you got to do is join. I'm not asking you to donate $5. Although I do have a GoFundMe, but that's just for anybody. I'm not, if you see it and you want to donate, fine. If not, fine, But you do realize that the people, our brothers and Muslim brothers and sisters all around the world, in Haiti, Dominican Republic, and right now, one of the biggest places that Muslim brothers and sisters are suffering is Yemen. That's right. I know you see it on TV. I know you see that they're going through a lot of hardship in Yemen. So with that said, you don't have to pay money out of your pocket. All you have to do is join the website. If you join the website and you get your Muslim brothers and your sisters and your friends to join the website, we will get millions and millions of members. There's over 1 billion Muslim brothers and sisters in the world. Why are we all on Facebook making this white man rich when our brothers and sisters in Yemen are suffering? When our brothers and sisters in Haiti and Nigeria and all around the world are looking for something to eat or looking for a place to sleep? But we on Facebook promoting Facebook, which Facebook promotes homosexuality, Facebook promotes violence, Facebook promotes drugs, Facebook promotes sexually explicit content, and children are on this platform. Children see this, not just us, children on Facebook and Instagram are looking at the craziest stuff. And not only are children looking at it, but if children are looking at it, then our Muslim brothers and sisters, the children of Islam, are looking at it too. And if that's what you want, seriously, we need to get away from Facebook. At least get another page that we can go to where we know nothing on there is haram. All we got to do is join the platform. Let's say we joined and we had 50 million members. 50 million out of 1 billion Muslims, that's nothing. 50 million members who are actively using the platform, not just joining and going back to Facebook. 50 million members, let's say that. Out of 50 million members, we will be able to generate $500 million in no time. And I'll tell you how we're going to do that. With 50 million members actively using Mashallah social media, we will draw traffic. We will have activity. And then we'll be able to go to companies and tell them, hey, we have a platform with over 50 million members on it. And they're all Muslim. And then we tell them like, hey, we like Nike. We eat McDonald's. We wear Jordan. We go to Shell gas station. We go to St. Jude's Cancer Center for those who got cancer. Just Coca-Cola. We drink Coca-Cola. We need vegan products that are that don't contain any animal or pig products, such as toothpaste and soap. Your toothpaste and your soap has pork in it. 9 times out of 10, if you're not getting a vegan soap or a vegan toothpaste, you're washing up and brushing your teeth with pork ingredients. It's a preservative. And I believe they did that on purpose. They put pork in everything. You eating Doritos, you probably eating pork. You eating Jell-O, you're eating pork. You eating pudding, you're eating pork. So what we can do, we can get companies who make vegan pudding, vegan Jell-O, vegan meaning no animal products at all. So with no animal products in the food, you don't have to worry about pork because nothing in there from an animal was an ingredient in vegan products. That goes for vegan toothpaste, vegan soap, and vegan hair care products, and vegan skin care products. All of these products are void of animals. Therefore, you don't have to worry about pigs being in it because it doesn't have animals in it at all. Now, we can get these companies all around the world to pay for advertisement on our platform, just like they do Facebook. It's called corporate sponsorship. Big corporate companies pay these platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat. All of these companies, they pay them for advertisement because they see that they have millions and billions of users. So Coca-Cola's like, hey, you got 50 million users on your Muslim website. Out of 50 million users, I'm guaranteed to get 50,000 people to buy Coca-Cola. So they will pay for advertisement. Nike will say, hey, I see Muslim brothers and sisters are wearing Nike. They might come up with a Muslim shirt that says Allahu Akbar on it that says Nike. And we'll see, we'll be like, oh, I got to get that Nike shirt. That Allah, Allah's the greatest Nike shirt. I got to get that. You know what I'm saying? You know that you're buying Nike and all this stuff that you don't need. You're buying it. You're wearing it. You don't even know what it means. Basically, you're wearing some Greek mythology. Mythology meaning you're wearing Greek history on your feet. Do you know what Nike stands for? Nike stands for the Greek goddess. Nike, that's her name. She was a Greek god, a Greek goddess, a fake god, a false god, an idol. And you put Nike on your feet and you wear it not knowing that you're wearing something that represents idol worship. The good thing is Nike doesn't represent idol worship. It's just the design. Just like Haru. He's just a design. I named my shoes after him. I named my social media site after him. The other social media site that's like Facebook for everyone, regardless of who they are. Because we want to get people on the platform. We want to get members to join so that we get corporate sponsorship. I don't care who they are on iHaru. They can be straight. They can be not straight. They can be crooked. They can be good people, bad people. It doesn't matter. All the same people that are on Facebook, I have a social media platform for them. All I want them to do is join. Because if they join and use the platform by millions and millions of people, it will create millions and millions of dollars. And I will put those millions and millions of dollars in Mashallah. And we will all benefit. I will put those in my shoe company. And my shoe company will prosper. And it will pay Mashallah. And then Mashallah will benefit because they will have millions and millions of Muslim members on it. So I got a non-Muslim website that's like Facebook and one for Muslims only. I'm trying to get all the members to join. Once we get all the members to join both platforms, we'll get corporate sponsorship on both of them. We can post pork and anything on the one that's non-Muslim because that's what they like. So whatever they like, we can just post all that on there. That means you get all corporate sponsorship from anything. It doesn't matter because it's not halal. Facebook is not halal and you're using it. So don't judge me and say, oh, well, why are you making a website or a social media platform where sinners are on. I'm going to tell you why. But first, ask yourself, why are you on Facebook with gay stuff on it, with murder on it, with all this sin on it, all this sexually explicit stuff? And I'm telling you, we got a Muslim website, but you're still on it with all this gay crazy stuff going on. I'm not going to say, oh, no offense to the gays or anything, because if you're offended, hey, log off, go on somewhere. I got Muslims on my friends list, not you. So I don't got to cater to you or make you feel special. I'm speaking to my brothers and sisters. So if you're a sinner or you're gay or whatever and you're offended, hey. Tough cookie. Like I said, I have another social media website for you and everybody else. I made that first, so you can't judge me. I said, hey, this social media site's for everybody. I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever. It's called iHaru. It's named after my shoe company. It's basically just a platform for everybody. You can't discriminate when you're making a platform that is public and social. You can't discriminate. You can't discriminate. You got to make it available for everybody, or you can't make it at all. If you make a store and you're selling food, just because you're a Muslim, you can't tell gays they can't come in your store and buy food. You can't do that. That's not allowed in America. Maybe in like Dubai or in the Middle East, because it's Muslim countries. But right here in America, you can't do that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because at one time, white people made signs that said no niggers, meaning blacks. No Negroes, no niggers. They said no Negroes, no Mexicans, no Italians, no Jews, and no dogs inside of this place. Whites only. Whites only. This is America's history. Out of slavery, we was told we were free, and then we did 100 years of the Jim Crow era, which is segregation, which is white people putting up signs and denying black people service. You couldn't even use the same bathroom as white people. You couldn't drink from the same water fountain as white people. You couldn't take your white friend back in the day, because whites and blacks were getting along back in the day. Not everybody was racist. Let's say you had your buddy like, hey, Tom, hey. He's like, hey, Jamal, I know a perfect place where we could go and we can get some pie. Jamal's like, dude, what kind of pie? And he's like, we can get some apple pie. He's like, come on, let's go. He's like, all right, Jamal, let's go. So they go to this white man's bakery, and the guy walks in like, ooh, come on, Jamal. Not thinking that Jamal is black and he's not welcome. So Jamal walks up and he sees that sign. He's like, Tom, Todd, Peter, whatever your name is. Tom, I can't go in here. You see that sign right there? And then Tom sees it and says, what sign? He said, you know what? Forget that sign. We're going in. So Tom tries his best to be a hero and bring you in there. You try to go in there, and you and Tom get beat upside your head and drug out the place. And then Tom gets put in jail, and you get hung by a tree. Then Tom gets out and tries to fight for you, and then Tom gets hung by a tree, or Tom gets shot in the head for being a nigger lover. This is the Jim Crow era. And this is the reason why black people in the 60s fought. They fought to end segregation, meaning separation of whites and blacks. Because it was hurting us. Because we wasn't allowed to eat at McDonald's at one time. We wasn't allowed to eat at Burger King or Taco Bell or go to all kinds of restaurants. Hell, they had signs that said no Chinese. They didn't want anybody that wasn't pure white, blonde hair and blue eyes, or that wasn't a Caucasian white person. They didn't want you in their store. I don't care if you had $1 million, billion, trillion dollars. Your money was no good. Then you had these small white companies, small white restaurants and bars that weren't racist at all. And they accepted black people. And when white people came to try to tell them, hey, you can't have no blacks in your store, the white guy said, hey, I'm not the white man. I don't see color. I see green. I see money. He said, hey, man, before these black people came around, I was doing bad. My business was failing. None of you white people came and did business with me, and you're on my own people. So I opened the doors to black people. And black people have made me rich. So I'm going to make sure that black people are comfortable. And I'm going to make sure that black people's food is clean and nothing is wrong with it. And I'm going to make sure don't nobody come in here and mess with the black people that are in my restaurant. And if you don't like it, you could take your ass back to your white-only restaurants. This is what the whites said. The whites who were on our side. And then there was a man who came by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Around the same time, a woman named Rosa Parks, who was tired after coming home from working for these white people, she was denied a seat on the bus and told she had to stand up or she had to go all the way to the back of the bus behind all the white people in the back. She's not allowed to sit in the front. Only white people can sit in the front. And if the bus is overflown with people and the only seat left is the seat that you sitting in the back, you got to get up and move out the way and let that white person have that seat. Rosa Parks said, hell no. I'm not going to the back and I'm not moving out of my seat. She sat down in the front of the seat and said, I'm tired. Guess what they did to her? They snatched her up out of the seat and threw her in jail. That's right. A woman. They threw her in jail all because she wanted to sit in the front seat where they said only white people could sit. Right? Now, let's fast forward a little bit. Rosa Parks got out of jail because all the people started boycotting and protesting. You see, black people were so dependent on the bus fare, white people didn't understand how much money that they were getting from black people riding the bus. Black people were denied license. Black people were denied cars. Let's imagine you had all the money in the world and you wanted to go buy a vehicle. And you go to a white-only car dealership and they tell you, you can't buy a car, nigger. You can't buy no car. I don't care how much money you got, nigger. You're not buying no car for me. Go ride the bus, nigger. Then you go ride the bus and they tell you, get up, nigger, you can't sit here. Get up, nigger, you can't sit here. You go all the way to the back and they say, hey, nigger, all the seats you're taking, you got to get up. Imagine that. You're just getting up, you're moving all around. Imagine you walking down the street, you and your family, and then some white people come out of nowhere and just start walking down the street. You got to, oh, shoot. Oh, let me move out the way and let these white people pass. How you doing, sir? You go ahead, go past. Go past. Go on. Oh, yes. Ooh, ah. That's how you had to be. And if you stood in their way, you going to jail. Hell, there was a brother in Springfield, Ohio, my hometown, back in the 17 or 1800s. He was a runaway slave and a criminal. So they say he was a criminal. But we'll just entertain and say, yeah, he broke a couple laws. White people laws. He was getting arrested by a policeman. He got into a scuffle and he killed the policeman. Killed his white ass. Dead. His racist white ass killed him. Just like the police is killing us when we are unarmed, we don't have no gun. He bust him over his head or killed him. Or shot him. I don't know how he killed him, but he killed him. Well, downtown, the city marketplace, it was once a jail, I believe, a police station, and a courthouse back in the day. Now it's like a city market where you can go in. It's like a flea market in there and everything. You can buy stuff in the store. But before that, it was downtown in the Springfield Square. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it was this square. And it had this big old racist white man, I think on a horse or some racist white statue. Well, right there, white people came and they said, you know what? We're not going to wait for the judge. Nah. An angry mob of white people with torches and lynches and all kinds of sticks and weapons and probably guns. They marched up to the city hall courthouse and they broke into the courthouse and the jail. And they bypassed all the security, all the guards. I'm pretty sure the guards turned around and said, hey, this way, come on. Let me help you get this nigger up out of here. They grabbed the man up. They grabbed our brother up, drug him outside, and they hung him outside in front of everyone, the children and everyone. This is what they did. They were so segregated, so separated from whites and blacks, that no one could even help him. Everyone that was there, the judge, the police, they all just sit back and watched and smiled as the black man was unjustly drug out of the courtroom in Springfield, Ohio, and hung in front of everybody in the city downtown right now, where I believe the statue still sits today. With that being said, this is the reason why we fought for civil rights, why we fought to be equal, why we fought to be able to eat anywhere we want and spend our money anywhere we please. If it wasn't for the 60s, if it wasn't for Malcolm X, if it wasn't for the Black Panther Party, if it wasn't for Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, and all of these brothers and sisters, Jesse Jackson, and if it wasn't for John F. Kennedy, and all these people who put in work, Juliet Hampton, she was a librarian, a white woman who was a activist. She was a rich white woman living amongst, she was a wealthy white woman, meaning she grew up in a wealthy white family and became a librarian. But she didn't like the way people was treated. And she fought for civil rights. She helped black people, and she did everything she could to fight for the rights and the freedom that we have today. With that being said, this is the reason why you can't discriminate against gays. You can't discriminate against blacks. You can't discriminate against whites. You can't discriminate against Christians, Jews, Muslims, or anybody. Because black people fought for the rights for everyone to be free. Everyone to be equal. Whether you like them or not, you can't say, hey, because you're gay, you can't come into my restaurant. Because you're Muslim, you can't come into my restaurant. Because you're black, you can't come in my restaurant. Because you're Arabic or Palestine or Arabic or Hebrew, or you're from Pakistan, you can't come in my restaurant. You can't do that, because we fought for those equal rights. We fought for those equal rights for ourselves. But equal rights meant everyone was included. We wanted to be equal. We want everyone to be equal. So that's what we fought for, and that's what we got. So with that said, I created a social media platform for everybody. It's called iHaru. Y'all can do your thing on that. I don't care. I'm not even going to be on it. Mark Zuckerberg's not on Facebook. He owns it. I let y'all do what y'all want to do. All y'all sinners, y'all can get on there. All the jinn, y'all can get on there and do what y'all want to do. Just build up the platform and create millions of dollars on that platform. And I'll transfer that to my shoe company. And my shoe company will transfer that to the Muslim website. And we will gain millions of members on a Muslim website. And we will gain millions of dollars on a Muslim website because corporate companies want to pay us. And we will control what we advertise on there. We won't have no bacon or no pork or any type of pork products. We won't have anything sexually explicit, any type of lingerie or anything that is a sin. We won't have that on our platform at all. We control it. Segregation meant if it's public, it's for everybody. You know, the end of segregation, that's what that means. No more segregation. That means if you got a store, everybody can use it. I don't care who they are. It can be an alien and he could be green. If he's hungry and he got money, you can't discriminate. Now, with that being said, Muslim religion is something different. Because we have freedom now, you have the right to exclude yourself from any type of public adventures. So as Muslims, we do not believe in homosexuality whatsoever. So we won't have homosexuals on our platform. We don't like pork, so we won't have pork on our platform. We don't like sexually explicit content. We don't like violence. So we have the right to deny that by faith. You see the difference? Public is for everybody. Private is based on religion, your personal belief. They have to honor that. So by law, as Muslims, we can segregate ourselves away from everybody who's sinning. That's why I created 2 platforms. I want all the money. Why not? Facebook's getting it. And you using Facebook, so don't complain and say, oh, well, why are you making a website for those who sin? I'm making a website for everybody. I don't care what they do. I want them to do the right thing, but hey, We want all the sinners on our Haru platform. I'm going to tell you why. Let's say we have 1 billion members and we got all kinds of sinners. There's gays, there's straight people, there's Muslims, there's Christians, there's I don't even want to associate. Let's do it again. There's gays, there's regular people, there's sinners, there's people that do good, there's Muslims. I'm going to separate that. There's Muslims, there's Christians, there's Jews, there's people who are Kemetic, like this. This is Kemetic. They believe in this is their God and all that. They believe in all this, all the ancient Egyptian stuff, which now is Islam, because guess who owns Egypt? Muslims. We own all this. But with that being said, you can be Muslim, you can be Christian, you can be Hebrew, Zoroastrian, Buddhist, Hindu, Sikh, Catholic. It don't matter what you are. If it's public, you are welcome. If it's based on just your religion's beliefs, then you are allowed by law to exclude anyone who is not following your beliefs. That's why I want you to join Mashallah. Mashallah social media. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right, but you know what I mean. It's also called Allahu.com or .co or something like that. That was the original name, but I kept seeing all these websites that said Allahu.com, .net, .us, .this, .that, .org. And I said, this would be too confusing. So I typed in Mashallah social media or Mashallah.com and I couldn't find anything. I said, this would be easy. I changed the name and then that'll be easy to find. I also bought the domain name Mashallah.us. But I got to figure out how to change it so when you type it in, it'll actually link you over to the social media platform. You can go live. You can make posts. You can join groups. You can have questions and answer discussions. You can do it all. And I just started it no longer than 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we already got like 11 members already. It took me forever for the regular social media where everybody was on to get 30 members. I had to pull people's teeth out. I almost had to run up on them at gunpoint, like, join my social media. I almost feel like that's how it is with some of the Muslim brothers, because I know they see it, and I'm like, just join. Just join. You're calling me, you're texting me, and you're talking about, hey, I'm poor. You don't know how many text messages I've been getting since I created my Muslim-only social media, my Muslim-only Facebook profile, and I start inviting all Muslim friends from scratch and nobody else. I'm getting people left and right. Women, men, everybody, brothers and sisters. I need help. I need this. I need that. It looks like I got a lot of money. But those back there, that's an investment. I spent a lot of money. We had a pandemic where they gave everybody COVID pay. They paid everybody like $1,500 and $1,300. Then I had income tax, and then I was working in November. That's when business is picking up. I was making a lot of money because I make like $900 to $1,000 every week in November to December to January. That's the biggest season. And I was making that before that because of the pandemic. Everybody was locked in on lockdown. So Amazon was going crazy with business. There was so much hours. Now it's like people can go anywhere. They can go in the Wally World, which is Walmart. So they're not buying as much. So Amazon is not as busy. But as soon as November hits, it's peak season. October, November hits, all the business is going to pick up. They're going to be paying me extra $5. They're going to give me all these hours to pick up. And that's when I'm going to be able to do a lot of things. With that said, the reason why I created another social media platform is an outlet. All the people in the world use this platform on Facebook. So I want to create an identical platform where all the people in the world can use it. Then I want to create another platform for just Muslims. So let's stick to the platform for everybody. Let's say we have a sheikh or an imam, a speaker or an imam that's very powerful, that can just speak and people revert and convert to Islam because the message of Islam that he speaks is so beautiful and powerful, and he breaks it down and educates you and dissects the Bible and explains the Bible to Christians better than Christians pastors can explain to them. And that brother is he's a sheikh. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, so we'll just say a speaker. The brother name is Khalid Yassin. That's Khalid, K-H-A-L-I-D A-L-I-D, I think, Y-A-S-I-N. You have to check this Muslim brother out. The way he recites, the way he reads the Quran, the way he breaks down Islam is the most beautiful thing I ever heard in my life. It's powerful. I seen 3 white women after the show become Muslim. They was repeating in Arabic. They didn't even know what they were saying, but they believed in this brother so much in his words because he broke it down in English. He broke down their religion all the way to dust and scraped it back up and molded it back into Islam and said, here you go. He is powerful. Doctor, well, he might as well be doctor, but Brother Khalid Yassin. He became Muslim many years ago, I believe during the 60s or 70s, when Malcolm X was around. And Malcolm X came back from Mecca and said, hey, you know, the Nation of Islam is not what it is. You know, no offense to my brothers because I love y'all. But this is what Malcolm said. He said, I want to be a regular Muslim. He said, I went to Mecca and I made Hajj and I sat next to a white man. I slept next to a white man on the floor and I ate off the same plate as a white man who was a Muslim. And there was no judgment. There was no hate. Everybody was equal. Everybody was the same. He also said when he arrived that there was a sultan or a king or someone of wealth. He was rich, like he lived in Dubai or something. He had a room or a hotel room that was real luxurious, like real rich. And he gave it to Malcolm X. And Malcolm X said, "What are you giving this to me to sleep?" He said, "I'm giving you my place, my hotel to sleep." Because he believed in Malcolm X that much. Malcolm X was so powerful that they had to kill him. They had to use our own people to kill him and blame it on the Nation of Islam. That's right. The Nation of Islam didn't kill him. I'm going to tell you why. Because even though Brother Malcolm X exposed, let's say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's what they call him. The Honorable Prophet Elijah Muhammad, that's what they call him. Not me. That's what they call him. So we're going to call him what they call him. When they exposed my brother, our brother, because he is Muslim, regardless if he's practicing it the way he's supposed to. He's Muslim. He believes in Allah. He believes in the laws. He's Muslim. When he exposed him for the things that he was doing wrong, we're not going to get into that, but he exposed him in front of everyone, in front of the world. All the Nation of Islam brothers and sisters said, we want this Negro dead. He's got to go. Because you got white people who are hanging us and killing us and not allowing us to eat in their restaurant. Then you got this man from the Middle East who comes down here by the name of Fard Muhammad, and he tells the black man that you are the chosen ones. You are Muslims. You are the ones that needs to be brought into Islam. And you could say, oh, well, hey, well, the way he teaches is not the right way. But it doesn't matter because at that time, they didn't even have Islam. They had nothing. They were drunks. They were prostitutes. They were criminals. They were murderers. He took the worst people, the lowest people in the black community and lifted them up and turned them into mild and meek, strong, positive people who practice everything halal. They might not believed in a religion exactly the way that it was supposed to, as far as, you know, their differences, but it is Islam. And they know Islam just as well as we do, if not better. Some of the Muslim brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, don't let it fool you because they believe that Elijah Muhammad was the last of the messengers. And they believe that Fard Muhammad would sit down in the form of God. This is what they believe because at the same time, you got to think, these people came from being raped, tortured, murdered for 400 years and then get free for 100 years and told you can't even eat and live in the same neighborhoods or go to the same functions as white people for 100 years and hanging them and killing them and throwing rocks and holding up signs that says, niggers, we hate you. Go back to Africa, you monkey. You got this man who looks like a white man who passed through all the detection. He went through all of the detection. Could no black man do that? He would have been hung. He would have been shot. He would have been killed dead. They thought he was a white man, but he was from the Middle East. He was not white at all. He just had fair skin. So everybody has their own little thing. I can't say, you can't say, nobody can say if that people had a messenger. Because even though Elijah Muhammad was a messenger to the nation of Islam, he did not proceed Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. No. See, I think y'all get it wrong. Y'all think because he said he's one of the last of the messengers and after him there will be none. What they said was he's the continuation of Prophet Muhammad, meaning like the same thing that Prophet Muhammad was saying, he's just passing it on as a messenger to the people who needed to hear it. That's kind of what they're saying. And then when they say that Farad was a man who God sent down in the form of man, they just believe that God sent somebody who looked like a white man to go through all the security and pass through racism and everything and go to black people who are in Chicago. In Chicago right now, you know how bad Chicago is? Stop. 5 people just got killed right now in Chicago. Stop. 10 people just got killed right now in Chicago. Stop. Somebody's being raped and murdered right now in Chicago. Right now. It's terrible there right now. Now you telling me these are the worst, most violent criminals in America. The worst black people in America. They kill each other in broad daylight. In front of the police. Bow! Shoot you in your head. You're coming out of the store with your daughter. You got your daughter. You getting her some ice cream and boom, 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 boom. You dead. Killed by a 13-year-old. And then that 13-year-old get killed by a 27-year-old. And so on and so on. This was going on back then. It was probably worse back then than it is now. Because they didn't have the security that we had. They didn't have the police that we had. They didn't have the technology that we had. So somebody could literally just shoot into the crowd and just walk away and nobody would be able to catch them. By the time the police came back in those days, it was over with. So you telling me that a man named Farad Muhammad came from the Middle East down to this place in Chicago and lifted these terrible people up, these terrible black people up, and made them into men and women, made them follow the ways of Islam? You see, like, we don't know the whole story. Like I said, I don't knock the Muslims of the Nation of Islam. I just don't follow them completely because our traditional, I believe that there is only one God and Muhammad was the last of the messengers and after him there will be none. I don't believe in any kind of spin-off or any kind of alternative. But I'm just giving you the idea of who the Nation of Islam is. They couldn't be that bad. They produced Malcolm X. Do you know Malcolm X was a petty drug dealer? He probably smoked weed and he bought prostitutes and he slept with white women. White women who were probably the daughters of racist white men. But he went to prison and he met a Muslim brother in prison. And this Muslim brother wrote a letter to the Nation of Islam, and the Prophet Elijah Muhammad wrote back to this brother Malcolm, and in just words converted him to Islam. Never met the man, but his words and his message was so uplifting and powerful for black people at a time when white people was telling you you are trash. You see, they had to create a alternative to Islam because they wasn't accepting regular Islam. No Muslims were allowed here. So they had to create an alternative Islam that they could teach the black people that they can be secret. That's why the black people wear ties, bow ties, and suits, and they stand up. If they was wearing dashikis or they was wearing Muslim garment and kufis on their head and they had a big piece of mishwak and a big old stick and a big red beard, man, don't you think that would be a dead giveaway to Muslim? That'd be a dead giveaway. But seeing them in suits and ties with no weapons and standing in formation and doing martial arts, they didn't have no guns. It's like, hey, these niggers got, oh, they don't have guns. Their gun is their mouthpiece. in their mind. So that's why the Nation of Islam exists, because they could not form the regular way of Islam. So in so many ways, yes, a messenger was sent to them with the same exact message. Nobody knew. And he just made it to where black people could understood it. If he would have just told them regular Islam, most black people probably would have been scared and rejected it because they were so hooked on Christianity. That's all they knew. With that being said, all Muslims are welcome on the platform. But if you're Nation of Islam or you're 5%er or you're a Moorish Muslim, you have to create a group to post your personal beliefs. But anything that is traditional value, you can post all day. Any quotes from the Quran, any hadiths, you can post all day on the main page. But if you are a Muslim that is different from traditional Islam, you are not allowed to post on the platform. I mean, I'm not banning you. I'm just asking you, Muslim brother to Muslim brother, don't do it. Because the platform is for traditional Muslims, the main platform. We don't want to confuse people with 5 different types of Islam when there's only supposed to be one. Now, I think right now that we are in a time where the Muslim brothers in the Nation of Islam know better. They know that now, hey, we know the traditional ways, but they still practice their way because that's what they know. I feel like they should take traditional Islam and put it into the Nation of Islam. They should come out and pray 5 times a day, make salah. They should fast for Ramadan. They didn't do any of this. You know why? Imagine you praying 5 times a day outside in public when a racist white man has got a scope on your head. Imagine you fasting every day for Ramadan and the white men are denying you food and the white man is plotting on you. You had to be strong. You had to be smart. You had to be on your toes. You couldn't afford to fast and be weak. You couldn't afford to be praying 5 times a day and, you know what I'm saying, not paying attention to your surroundings. And then, boom, they kick in the door like, bam, 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 bam. All you niggas are dead. All you Muslims dead. Because you got your guard loud. You got your guard down because you're praying. That's why they don't do it. And still to this day, white men are walking up and killing black people by the dozens. It was just like 33 people got shot or something crazy. 12 people got shot and killed. They were all black. Then they went to the Mexicans and or the Hispanics, Latin American brothers and sisters, which they are black, light-skinned people. Killed them in their elementary school. Killed all them, the white man, the white kids, these racist devils. So you're telling me you're going to be in the Nation of Islam, you're going to put your guard down and pray 5 times a day and get your brains blown out because they catch you off guard? No, that's not going to happen. Now, as for us Muslims, we pray 5 times a day because that's what we do. We are traditional. We don't let that stop us. Because Islam was so powerful, it took over the world. And we know that nothing formed against us should prosper. Nothing. Unless Allah wills. And if he does, so be it. It's probably just to excite the other brother Muslims and sisters to rise up against you, you white devils. So if somebody like me gets assassinated, which is going to happen, brother, so just be prepared to know that I have so much going on and my vision is against what the white man and white America wants. So as soon as I let my guard down and I'm outside in public praying, making salah, as soon as I turn my head this way and I forget that this white man is over here, as soon as I go outside in public in a big old arena outside where everybody can see, I'm a dead man. Malcolm X said, one thing you must understand when you are fighting for freedom, a man who is fighting for freedom must realize that he is doomed. And you can't beg the white man for freedom. He said, black people have to realize that they have to do whatever it takes for freedom. They have to be willing to sacrifice themselves for freedom. The ultimate sacrifice. And the white man said, what sacrifice is that, Malcolm X? He said, the price of freedom is death. meaning we have to die in order to fight for freedom. If that so happens, then so let it be. With that being said, I want all my Muslim brothers and sisters to join Mashallah so we can build up this platform. It's free. What do you think is going to happen if 1 million members join? What do you think is going to happen if 50 million Muslims join this platform? What do you think is going to happen if 1 billion non-Muslims join the other platform? Facebook is going to go like this. And they're probably going to come looking for me, but guess what? I'm going to have my soldiers with guns, with missiles, with tanks, with jets. We're going to be ready. So as soon as you take me, it's going to be hell. And I'm smarter than any white man and any white man's invention. Because I have one person with me that is the ultimate creator of all, and that's Allah. Nobody is a better creator than the creator himself. And if you are following Allah, He's going to give you the best inventions ever. I will create a missile that is so technically advanced that it will read your body language, and I will create a bullet that is so technically advanced that it will kill only racist white people. Just imagine it's a group of white people. It's like, save the blacks, save the blacks. And it's another like, kill them niggers. Then it's a white guy like, you nigger lovers. Got the other white guy that's trying to help us. He's got to choke him out. And the guy's face is over here. The bullet just comes like this and stops, and it's like, not racist. Blows his racist brain out. See, that's how I think. I mean, I'm not saying it's possible, but anything is possible. See, I'm thinking on a whole nother level. My army and my military and the weapons that we have are going to be highly advanced and sophisticated. From a push of a button, we can send so many missiles and blow everybody's ass to smithereens if they step against us. But hey, it's not terrorism, because we're going to protect America. We're going to help American army and the military. We're going to have an army that is more weaponized than anybody in the world. And we're not going to allow anybody to go to Iraq or Pakistan, or go to Pakistan and take all the land like Israel and them doing. They taking all, I think it's Palestine. They taking all the land from Pakistan, the original land that belongs to them. Oh, did you know that people in Israel, that ain't even real? That's made up. That's land that was stolen from Muslims and turned into Jewish land. You know that they don't even allow black people there. You know, and everybody's fighting for Ukraine. Save Ukraine from Russia. Save Ukraine from Russia. But Ukraine doesn't care about Africans. They're treating them like trash over there. And they want us to feel sorry for them. Hell no. All you in the Ukraine, if you have love for black people and Muslims, we have love for you. But those of you who don't, we ain't got no love for you or no sympathy. We hope they continue to bust you upside your head until you ain't no more. So that only the good Ukrainians are available. Because I know some good Ukrainians. I met them. Not everybody is racist over there. I'm just letting you know that over there, we're fighting for freedom for them. And they're discriminating against black Muslims over there, and black people, and Muslims all together. Hell, some of them are white Muslims, and they're discriminating against blacks. Because just because you're a Muslim don't mean you ain't racist. There's some racist-ass Muslims. You think you're going to go to the mosque and pray? People from the Middle East, they racist. And how could someone be racist and be part of Islam when Islam is the religion of peace and humanity? That's an oxymoron. You know what an oxymoron is? Brother Khalid Yassin said an oxymoron is taking something that means one thing and putting something that means the opposite on it. Muslim, terrorist. Islamic, terrorist. How can you be Islam and you're a terrorist when Islam means peace? You see that? That's an oxymoron. This white boy, Dylan Roof, went into a church where all black people was in there praying, and he welcomed them. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, boom, 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 killed everybody. The pastor killed everybody. Walked away, unharmed. The police arrested him and asked him if he was hungry and took his ass to McDonald's before he went to prison. Bought him a combo meal after he killed all those black people in the church. Took him to McDonald's and bought him a combo meal. Michael Brown was a black man walking down the street, was accused of stealing something out of the store. All he did was buy a cigarette or a cigarillo, Mrs. Shell, that you put marijuana in. He was walking down the street. He had his, headphones on. He was going. The man called the police on him and said he stole something, but he didn't. Police ran up on him. He put his hands in the air, was on his knees like, please, please. This is after all these black people was getting killed by the police. Don't shoot me. Don't. Boom! Shot him in his damn head. And he wasn't even no more than like 18 or 19 years old, if that. Unarmed. Police shot him in the head. And they walked away with no time, with nothing. They got away. They beat the case. George Zimmerman killed Tamir Rice. Not Tamir Rice, but we'll get back with him. George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. He wasn't even a damn policeman. A Mexican wannabe white man raised by white people. Because Mexicans, y'all racist too. Y'all more racist than some white people. Not my Muslim Mexican brothers and sisters, and not my Mexican brothers and sisters who's not racist. I'm not talking about you. But you know what I'm talking about. These MS-13 gangs, these Lozetta gangs, all of these Mexican gangs. They're over there in California murdering black people just for walking down the street. So you got this racist wannabe white man, George Zimmerman, patrolling neighborhoods looking for black people to mess with, talking about he's a neighborhood watch. He sees a young kid that at the age of like 16 or 17 walking down the street coming from the store with a bag of Skittles and an Arizona tea. That's this large can of tea. It's like different flavors. It's tea, it's juice. It costs $1. It's really good. He had a bag of Skittles and a tea. That's some kid stuff. He's walking down the street, minding his own business, and some guy comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, where you going? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just going home. I'm just going to my family's. He wasn't even from that city. He was visiting. Just visiting family. He's like, no. You stop right there. He said, man. He was a little taller than him. He's like, I'm not listening to you. Go on somewhere. I'm not doing nothing wrong. So George Zimmerman runs up on him, tries to grab him, tries to wrestle the little kid, but the little kid managed to get him off of him and put him on top of him, and had him you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. You get beat up by a kid. So what he do? He pull his gun out and he shoot and kills the kid. The black kid who was unarmed, who was just defending himself. And guess what happens to George Zimmerman? He gets away. He beats the case. And guess what? They gave him the same gun he used to murder Trayvon Martin back. And you know what he did? He sold it online to racist white people for like millions of dollars or whatever. You know how many racist white people donated to George Zimmerman? Then you got black people talking about black power. We should rise up. We should do this. We should do that. We're not going to let no white men kill us. And George Zimmerman could be living next door to you and you won't do nothing. Then you turn around and you go to the other side next door and shoot your own brother in the head over something petty, over something that's small. This is how we are conditioned in America. Then you wonder why you got gays, you got men wearing dresses on movies and all this crazy stuff, because for 400 years, we lost our language, our culture, our religion. Do you know in the time of slavery, the Muslim conquest had already existed. They already had went all across the world, conquering and taking over in the name of Islam. By then, the slaves that they got, 9 times out of 10, if I'm not mistaken, they were already Muslim when they came over here. They were Muslims, Muslim Africans. And not only were they Muslim, they were Hebrews, and they were Christians. But mostly the ones that they brought from Africa, which was a small amount. They didn't even bring everybody from Africa. The black people like me were already here in America. We are the indigenous people that they call Indians or natives, except we're not native. That's why when black people say we're Native Americans, no, you're not a Native American. Technically, by definition, if you're born in America, you're native to America. Therefore, you are a Native American. And Indians are not Indians because they're not from India. They are native of this land. They are from Siberia, over there next to Russia. They look like Chinese. That's where they're from. They came across the Bering Strait and came all the way across through Alaska. They settled in Alaska, became Eskimos, and they came down to the Americas, through Mexico and all that, and then to Texas and up in all of the parts of America, North America. And they settled there in Canada and all that. But when they got there, there were already people that looked like me there. These were the indigenous people, the aboriginals. Ab meaning AB, the first, and original meaning the originals. These people came from Australia. They jumped islands from Australia to Papua New Guinea, to Fiji, to Hawaii, to America over time. Then you had people from China sail on boats and come across on boats. Then you had people from, what we say, by Russia, coming across the Bering Strait, those people that were Asian. Then you had all these other cultures coming from all around the world, and they looked like us for the most part. Even some of the Asians were dark skinned at that time. Because white people are the only reason why we have light skin. That's why Chinese people are light. That's why people from the Middle East are light. That's why people in India are light skinned. That's why Puerto Ricans are light skinned. That's why Mexicans are light skinned. All because they mix with Spaniards and all types of other white people. Do you know the first slave was white? Do you know the word slave comes from white people? You ever heard of Slovakian people? Slavic people? Slavic, slave, Slav, slave. There's a book out or a documentary out that's called From Slav to Slave. It shows you how they went from Slav to slave. You ever heard them say, you're working harder than a slave? Well, back then, these slaves were the white people. The first people that were slaves were Slavic people. They said, you're working hard as a Slav, as a Slavic. Then it converted over to you working hard as a slave. Well, these Slavic people were enslaved by white people. And then the women were sold to the Moorish Empire. They were sold to black Muslims. They wasn't traditional Muslims. These were like some scientific Moorish Muslims. And not all of the Moors were Muslim. So there was so many groups of Moors. Moor meant navigate. These black people with turbans on their head, like Muslims, they weren't traditional Muslims. They went around all the world and traveled. They were smart. They were educated. And they taught the white man how to stand upright. They brought the white man out of the caves. They taught the white man how to live, how to bathe. The white man didn't even bathe or brush their teeth. They stank. They lived in the caves. They slept in huts. With their animals, they slept in the hut. They didn't even bury the dead animals. They just let the dead animals die in their house, and they just laid in there with them. They had sex with the animals. They had sex with little boys. It was crazy. But the Moors came and taught them how to be civilized. Don't hate me. This is your teachings, white people. This is all your doctors, all your doctrine, all your scholars, all your research. Everything I'm saying was documented by white people themselves. They brought these white people from the hells, taught them how to be human, taught them how to be civilized. And then they start falling in love with the white women because they were pretty, I guess. They were different. And we all know white women do whatever you say. Go get my coat, woman. Okay. Go get my beer, woman. Okay. Go to McDonald's, woman. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Go! Okay. This is why black men and all men around the world love white women, because genetically they're just more submissive. than any other woman at that time period. Because they ain't have no strength. They had no backbone. They were being treated like trash. So of course they're gonna be submissive. Could you imagine being a white woman in a time where a man is sleeping with your son, banging him up the booty hole because he's scared that he's gonna get you pregnant? He's scared that if he gets you pregnant, then he's gonna have to feed this baby. So he started having sex with little boys and animals. That's what created homosexuality. White people. Don't get mad at me. It's the history. Go look at the Greek history. They was one of the biggest people of homosexuality. They even got clay pots and artifacts and fossils, and you can go dig up all their old hieroglyphics and stuff like that of them doing gay stuff, banging each other, men kissing and all that. This is the Greeks and the white people over there that was doing that because they were scared that they was going to have babies, and they started lusting for sex. Even I think it's Saturnalina. It was one of them holidays. I don't know if it's Valentine's Day or Christmas, whatever holiday it is. It was called Saturnalina. It was like a big sex orgy, gay orgy. They was doing all kinds of gay stuff. This is the white people's history. The white woman was being treated so bad because the white man, they was poor over there. They didn't have food. You know, they had to hunt for their food. They barely had vegetations, and so whatever they had, the white man would eat it all, and he would give her scraps. But he liked sex so much that she would have to do sexual favors, like give him oral sex, anal sex, because he didn't want to get pregnant. So oral sex and anal sex was the best thing smoking for him. He said, I can't get her pregnant up the butt and in the mouth. At one time, he was scared that he can get her pregnant in the mouth and the butt. But when he realized he couldn't, that's what, he started doing. She would convince him sexually to give her extra food. And then came Isis. Isis was the Egyptian goddess who represented everything that a woman represents today. All the good qualities of a woman. That's what the goddess Isis represents. This is mythology. Basic mythology is just the same teachings of Islam and all these religions, just wrapped up into like idols and symbolism. That's secretly how they pass the message on. That's why when you say Amen, Ameen, it's like you're saying Amin Ra, which was a god, a deity at that time. Which back in the day, most of that stuff was the same as Islam, but it was a different language. You see, before, it's the same story. It always repeats. Before, in ancient Egypt, they worshipped many gods. Just like in Islam. Remember, they washed up all these gods. Like, they would take this right here and they would say, this is my God. And they would have seen this water bottle back in the day. They would have picked this up and they would be like, this is my God. They'd never seen nothing like this before. This is definitely my God. That's how stupid they were. Like in Islam, remember dude dropped the statue, said, and it shattered on the ground. He said, that's your God. Why didn't it stop you? Why didn't it stop itself from falling? Why did it break on the ground? If that's God, surely this is not God. At one time, they were worshiping idols just like the people in Medina or in Mecca or wherever they was at before Prophet Muhammad went on the conquest and converted and reverted everybody to Islam. We say reverted because nobody converts. You go back to being Islam because everybody's supposed to be peaceful and everybody submits to the higher power. Even if you do the opposite, at the end of the day, you got to drink your water, you got to eat your food, you got to use the bathroom. These are all elements of nature by Allah that you must abide by. You must submit to these functions as a human being, or you'll die or you'll be messed up. Imagine holding your poop and pee forever and not eating. You can't. You have to submit. You have no choice. With that said, at one time, the people in ancient Egypt, there was a king or a pharaoh, somebody who came along and said, you know what, man? That shit y'all worshiping is not real. Y'all worshiping this guy and that guy and this guy and this guy and that guy and this guy. He said, man, that's too confusing. Listen. There's only one God. This is what they said in ancient Egypt before there was Islam. He said, hey, no more deities. This is not your God. This is not your God. this is not your God. You know what I'm saying? Like none of this is your God. You know what I'm saying? Not flipping y'all off. This is a joke. He said, hey, what is this? This is a speaker from the future. Not your God. Basically, he said, your God is in the heavens. He is the creator of the heavens and the earth. He is self-sustaining. He doesn't need anybody. He created everything. He's the most powerful God of all. Everything else is fake. Worship this one God. Stop worshiping these other gods. One God. That's what they did towards the end of ancient Egypt. Said, worship this one God. There is only one. He is the creator. Do not attribute anything to him. Do not connect Jesus. Do not connect Horus. Because in ancient Egypt, the story is exactly the same. They say history always repeats. If you go look up who this man was, this fake God, Horus, then you will understand Jesus. It's like this guy right here had disciples. He rose from the dead. He was sacrificed and executed, crucified. He was called the Messiah. I don't know if he's called a Messiah, but he was born from a virgin woman, I believe. All the stories of Jesus was this guy before Islam, before Christianity. So these are legends and stories that were passed down, and probably was people predicting Islam and Christianity and the coming of Jesus. We just take it like, oh, they stole this, so Christianity and Islam is fake. Like, have you ever thought about it like this? Maybe somebody came along as a prophet back in the day. Because you know that Moses went to Egypt and he went and took the 10 Commandments from Egypt. So guess what? If he took the 10 Commandments from Egypt, that means they had law and order, and they was practicing Islam, because original Hebrew religion is Islam. It's peace. It was Muslim, one who totally submits. Just because they didn't use those names, they had a different language, doesn't mean anything. Just take away the names and just use the actual definition, and everybody, all the way back to ancient Kemet, when they start believing in one God, was Muslim. That's why, if you go today in Egypt right now, it's owned, it's conquered, it's ruled by Muslims. Now, I'm going to look on my website. I got another phone. It took me a while to get started because I didn't know what I was going to even talk about or what I was going to cover. Let's go here. I'm going to look, and I know I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of people. I can't really see what you're saying. If I said anything that is against Islam, that was not of Allah. That was not of Islam. That was just me in the flesh. Just speaking my mind as a human. We are all flawed. So if anything that I said that made you feel uncomfortable or that you didn't agree with, just know it's just me speaking. It has nothing to do with Islam. It has nothing to do with Muslims. It has nothing to do with Allah. I'm just speaking to you in general. And I'm also speaking to you from my heart. And I'm also speaking to you as a Muslim. So take what you can, and whatever you don't need, you can just throw it away and ignore it and act like I didn't even say it. With that said, I'm looking on a platform because I told you to join social media platform, Mashallah. I should have 20 people on here. I guarantee you I don't have one new member. I'm looking right now, hoping you could prove me wrong. Let's see. Oh, I got to turn on my Wi-Fi because this phone is off now. All right. We're trying to see if we got some new members today. I'm going to make a post right now. As soon as this pick up. Come on. Come on. While I'm waiting for this, I'll continue to talk. Well, it's been a long day. I got a lot of stuff to do. I made it all the way into the next prayer. It's almost time for the next prayer. And after that, I'm going to hit the streets. Gotta go get some money. I got so many bills. Y'all know I'm behind on all my bills, man. I'm about to lose everything. But I don't think Allah's going to let that happen. Even if it does, I'm not even worried. Because I know Allah got a way. He got a plan. Always does, always will. We're worried about stuff that we can't do anything about. And all we got to do is just have faith and believe in Allah that He will do everything. He will make a way. I wish this phone would hurry up. Man. Well, I'm trying to wait for this phone to load up. It's not loading up. I'm going to go ahead and put it on airplane mode for a minute. Sometimes if your phone is acting up, just put it on airplane mode for a minute and take it off of airplane mode and it'll resync and recalibrate. So that's what I'm doing now. Hoping that I can pull back my Wi-Fi. Anyways, I'm trying to check and see how many people joined. It's not working. I don't know what's going on. It's really upsetting me right now. My God, really? This is what we're doing? I don't know what's going on. Maybe my internet's cut off too. Maybe that's cut off too. And I only got this phone left. Like I said, I'm behind on a lot of bills. Nobody's perfect. People inbox me and say, hey, can you help me? And I tell them, no, I can't help you. How can I help you when I need help myself? It's like I walk down the street and be like, excuse me, sir, can you spare $1? And I'm trying to go in to the store and put some gas in the car. And he's trying to take the little money I got. That's crazy. Something's wrong with this, man. It's not working. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's almost time for prayer. I'm trying to load up Facebook and nothing is working. I tell you why nothing is working, because I was speaking so powerful. These white people are controlling social media and the internet on this phone. They're stopping me from continuing. But I'm about to go ahead right now and go to my site. And I'm about to share a link again. And I'm about to pin it to my post. It's going to be at the top of the post for you to join. Like I said, if you care about anything, if you care about Islam, you'll join. You'll join. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. YouTube. I'm about to go. Here we go. Mashallah social media. It says, please join Mashallah social media. It's time to unplug from the wicked social media platform known as Facebook. Click the picture to join. It's free. We get enough members, everyone will benefit financially. Everyone Muslim. I guarantee in one way or another, we will prosper if Allah wills, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. All praises be to Allah. SWT. Y'all know what that means. I can't pronounce it, so I'll just say it for short. What are you waiting for, Muslims? Join. See that? It's the Kaaba. I'm about to pin this post at the top. Click on this picture so you can go to the social media website for Muslims only. You can join a group. You can go live. You can share. You can do everything. Look, brothers and sisters, look. Is this not halal or what? There's nothing haram on here whatsoever. Just like Facebook, just like Instagram, Just a little different. And I haven't even upgraded. You see that Bible? That's a slave Bible. You see all those words cut out? They cut out the passages of the Bible that was really encouraging black people to fight against racism, to fight against the slave master. They took that out. And they left only the passages that said, obey your master. That's what they did. They didn't let the slaves read that because they were scared they was going to take over. You see, this is Facebook. This is talking about how Facebook has got that virtual reality, how they're trying to pull us away from Islam. They're trying to get us so hooked on their social media platform that we forget who Allah and Islam is. We're not going to do that, though. See that? With that say, with Allah by my side, nothing is impossible. It's backwards. You might not be able to see it. All right. Being Muslim is the biggest reward from Allah. These are things I posted. Let's see. Oh, we got 3 people. Nobody knew. Same people. Same members. See this members? This is how many members we got. It's like about 11 members. Including myself. We need more than 11 members. We need millions of members. So we can build our platform up. Instead of making this rich, racist white man, Mark Zuckerberg, rich. He's a billionaire because we won't stop using his platform. It's like we got the needle in our vein and we're just shooting up dope Facebook drugs. When all we got to do is come to Mashallah social media and start using this platform by the millions. I didn't tell you to stop using Facebook. You can still use Facebook. But at least once a day, make a post to the point where we're not even using Facebook no more. We're just so hooked on our social media website. And then all the companies like Coca-Cola, Nike, Jordan, all the stuff y'all like to wear and buy, these big companies going to pay you just to advertise something that you already buying anyway. That's how these social media companies get paid. That's how Facebook gets paid. That's why you always see those advertisements following you around. You go, hey, man, I looked at that and it's just following me everywhere. I can't get rid of it. 11 members. I referred 7 members out of those 11. And now somebody else referred the other members. We need more than 11 members. Like I said, you can create groups. I created groups. Let me show you. Right here, groups. See where my finger is right here, groups. Click on the groups. And you can see there's groups. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups I created. One group is called, at the top, Muslim Business Group, Muslim Movie Group, Muslim Athletics Group, Hadith Study Group, Juma Friday Prayer Group, Talim Islamic Education Group, and Muslim Comedy Group. Just something to keep us entertained. Because we like to tell jokes. We like to have fun. We like to watch movies. We like to pray on Fridays. We like to learn, in Talim. We like to read from the Hadiths. You feel me? We like to do business. We like sports. So all that stuff, we want to make sure that it's all Muslims, Muslim athletes, Muslim basketball players, Muslim movies, Muslim businesses. We can all benefit from this. Even if they don't give us any money, if we have 1 million people, we can all network together. Let's say one Muslim sells bread and the other Muslim makes sandwiches. And the other Muslim has a butcher shop. All 3 of them can come together. He can sell the meat to the company that makes the sandwiches, and he can buy the bread off the company that makes the bread. All Muslim money going in a circle without any white man or anybody that is non-believer. Now multiply that times 1 million. And there's over 1 billion Muslims. Imagine if every business we had was a Muslim business. Imagine that. Imagine if everything you wanted to buy, even if it was some Nikes. Imagine if the Nike store you went to was owned by a Muslim. Imagine if the McDonald's you went to was owned by a Muslim. Imagine if you went to go to a skateboard place and you were skating and you had to pay to get in, it was owned by a Muslim. Imagine if you went to go to watch your favorite football team and the football team was owned by Muslims. Imagine if we had everything we needed for Muslims, by Muslims, and we never had to go to anyone else. This is what this platform is for. Even if they don't pay us corporate sponsorship, if we have millions and millions and millions of members on here, we ain't got to worry about nothing. If you got 50 million people, I guarantee you there's at least one Muslim that does everything you need. You'll be able to find them. You might say, hey, I want somebody who got eggs and milk. There's a Muslim that does that. It has his own farm. You might say, hey, I need prayer rugs. There's a Muslim that does that. I need Nikes, Jordans. There'll be a Muslim that owns the store that does that. I need my hair done. I need my makeup done. I need my nails done. If y'all do that, I don't, I'm just saying. Because not every Muslim is following the way they're supposed to. They do a lot of stuff they're not supposed to. But at least when they spend their money, it'll go into Muslims only. I tried this with black people, but it's almost impossible to convince my people. They are so conditioned from 400 years of slavery and 100 years of Jim Crow. It's almost impossible. So in order to help blacks, I had to turn to my own people, my Muslim people, because there's black Muslims and I'm helping black people and I'm helping Arabic people and I'm helping Chinese people because everybody's Muslim. I'm helping everybody because that's what I wanted to do anyways, help everybody. So if you joining Mashallah social media, if you joining the platform, you will be unlocking the door to business for Muslims to do business with Muslims all around the world. Just imagine if we was to get corporate sponsorship and we had 500 million in revenue and only 50 million users. I did the math. I think that's like 8 million for every I don't know, that's crazy. Let's do the let's see. How many times? Let's see. Let's do the math. Let's say we had 50 million members and we had $500 million, right? Let's say I took 100 million and put it back into the company and I took the 400 million and split it with everyone evenly, including myself, because my business is in my business and I have to pay myself separately from my business, out of the business. So let's entertain it. We got 50 million people. With 400 million to divide with everyone. So 400 million divided by 50 million. You see it? 8. Which probably is 8 million, I believe. 8 times 50 million.
The answer is 400 million.
Did you hear that, or do I gotta say it again? 50 million users. 8 times 50 million. I don't think it heard me. No, I didn't. 8 million times 50 million. Let's see, hold on. They trying to hate now. The phone's trying to act up because I'm on to something. The white people watching, they stop you, they block you on the internet, they freeze your shit up, because all the white people own the platform and they listen to someone like me with this powerful message and they are scared. They're scared that we're going to go and we're going to take over and we're going to start treating them like they treated black people in America, and like they treated Muslims all around the world. These white people are scared when we, blacks and Muslims all around the world, get into power, that we're going to treat them the same. When We keep telling them that Islam is the religion of peace. So why would we bust you upside your head like you did us? Don't compare us to you. We are better than you. We are nothing like you, and you are nothing like us. You're not even human. You're white. White has no hue. White is supposed to be a color without hue, but hue, H-U-E, hue, is a color or shade. Now, white people who are non-racist, they are human beings because they have hue. They're beige, peach, or tan. That's like a color or shade. That's a hue, which makes you a human being. By calling yourself white, you're saying I have no hue. Therefore, if you have no hue, how could you be a human being? You don't have hue. You can't be a human if you don't have hue. By definition, by classification, you calling yourself white, you're saying I'm not a human. And if you're not a human being, you're the opposite of human. And I'm going to come back to you and tell you what the opposite of human is after I tell you about this 50 million times, it's 8 times 50 million. 8 million times 50 million. See, they're doing it again. They're doing it again. They're not. 8 million times 50 million.
The answer is 400 trillion.
Huh? 400 trillion? I don't know what that ain't right. Oh. 8. Let me see, hold on. Well, y'all heard it. 50 million. How many times can 50 million go into oh, okay. So 50 million, it goes into 400 million 8 times. So that means 8 people can get 50 million or something. Just put it like this. If you got 50 million people and you got 400 million, everybody can get a million. I mean, that's like everybody can get at least 4 million, I believe, because you got to think. Let's see, 400. I can't do the math. All I know is everybody's gonna have millions. If there's 50 million people and there's 400 million, come on, do the math. I'm the best at the math, but I know that 50 million is less than 400 million. I know that you could take 50 million and 50 million people and everybody will have a million, right? If you have $50 million and 50 million people, everybody will have a million. That's 1 million for every person. Now, if you have 100 million, right, and 50 million people, that's 200 million. Now, if you had 150 million and 50 million people, that's 3 million. If you had 200, that's 4 million, right? If you have 400 million, that's 8, right? Because how much is 50 times 4? I suck at math. 50 times 4. That's 200, right? 50, 50, 50, 50. 50 plus 50 is 100. 50 plus 50 is 100. That's 200. So that's 4. Double that. That's 8, right? So my math, I guess it was right? It means everybody get around 8 million. And all y'all doing is being on Facebook, posting, liking, and sharing, and going live, and posting all your Quranic material, and you're not getting any money. You're not even getting any likes. You're not getting any shares. Nothing. Because they don't want you to. They want to hide your posts because they like, hey, you got to pay to use this platform for advertisement. You got to pay us to go viral. You got to pay us to get likes. It's free. That's the drug. When they came into the hood in the 60s, they said, here goes some free drugs. It's free. Try it. If you like it, come back. The drugs were so powerful, they got all addicted. And now when they come back, it's like, you got any more of that free drugs? Like, hell no, it's not free anymore. I need your money. I need your soul. Now, the price is up. They say, I'll give you this for a discount your first few times that you buy it. And every time you come back, the price goes up. Now you're so hooked on it, like, you go and you kick in somebody's door. And you come back like a crackhead. And you steal their Xbox, like. And you sell it for $20 when it's worth over $800. You sell it for $20 because you don't care. You like to go steal something else. You just want to get high because somebody done gave you some free drugs. You thought you can handle it. You say, I'm gonna just try it once. If I don't like it, I ain't gonna try it again. Let's say you didn't like it. Let's say it was so crazy, it drove you mad, and you was like, I'll never try that again. But guess what? That addiction won't let you quit. That's the same thing with Facebook. That's why y'all ain't joining Mashallah social media, because y'all are addicted to Facebook like heroin. Y'all sticking social media, Facebook in your veins, tying off, nodding out on your post, nodding out going live. Y'all getting high off of Facebook. When I'm giving you freedom, I'm giving you peace, I'm giving you a way out. I built the website for us because I got tired of Facebook hiding and posting, hiding our posts, putting us in Facebook jail. You can't do business, you can't do anything on there. So why be on here? If these racist, greedy, white billionaires are going to just stop us and hate us, why are we using their platform? Would you go to a gay club as a Muslim and dance around in the club like, whoa, I'm not gay, but I'm having the time of my life. Give me a beer. Hell no, you ain't going to do that. But you on Facebook, hey everybody, my Muslim brothers, and all this gay stuff and all this murderous stuff and all this just drug stuff and all this sexually explicit stuff. You can't escape it. I don't care if you got 5,000 Muslim friends. As soon as you click off something's going to come on. There's going to be somebody kissing another man, or two women kissing, or it's going to be somebody pointing a gun and shooting somebody in their head. A movie, it could be a movie. It could be a commercial. You're going to see somebody, some sexually explicit stuff going on in the music, or you're going to see some woman half naked with her boobs and her butt hanging out, and her crotch, private parts sticking out and showing. You go, oh man, it's Ramadan. Oh man, I broke my fast. Because you want to be on this devil's platform. This is the devil's playground. I don't know whose music that is. You hear what I'm saying? Listen. This is perfect. This is perfect. We're not even on, this is not even on Facebook. You hear the music playing? That's not for us. I'm talking to you, trying to get you to join, and they got some secular music playing in the background that I can't control because it's not my radio. They got the music so damn loud that I can hear it inside of my house. I don't want to hear that. It's prayer time. I gotta shut this door because their music is so loud I can't even pray. Shut that stuff up! You shut it up! I'm calling the police! All right, brothers, it's time for prayer. All right, sisters, it's time for prayer. I'm about to get out of here. Oh, yeah, I just met this Muslim sister from Senegal. I'm sorry. She's from Sierra Leone. Fire. She's nice. I've been talking to her last few days. She messaged me. You know, I made a post in one of the singles groups. And a lot of females messaged me. One that was really young. I mean, they're both young. I mean, I don't got no kids, so I mean, it is what it is. I'm about to be 41 next year. I'm 40 now. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at my scalp. 40 years old. Do you see any gray hair? Allah has blessed me with youth. That's why I had to start eating right, because although I looked young, the inside of me was deteriorating because I wasn't eating right. I wasn't eating no pork. Never that, but I still was eating animals. And I made a vow that I wouldn't eat animals anymore. But then a year and a half later, I started back eating chicken and hamburger and eggs and all that. And cheese. After going a whole year and a half, cold turkey, not smoking, not eating animals. I wasn't practicing Islam like I should be, but if I was, I'll probably be better off now. But things happen for a reason. Y'all hear me, brothers and sisters? Nobody's perfect. If I was to found Islam, well, I found Islam in 2008, but if I was to start practicing Islam like I should be way back then, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. I'd be all perfect, making salat. I wouldn't be talking to y'all. I would think I got it all together. But no, God puts you in places where you need to be at the right time. Put you in places where you need to be. And then he takes away everything that you don't need so that he can prepare you for everything you do need. Do y'all know what this represents? A lot of you who are not from African diaspora, well, everybody's from African diaspora. Everybody comes from black people. My theory is we come from Australia, not Africa. That everybody comes from Australia. And I got proof, but I'm not going to get into that. But just to entertain, we'll just say Africa. Because everybody knows what that is. And everybody knows that most people come from people who look like Africans. This black right here, for all of you who don't know, represents black people. Represents the first man. This red right here represents the blood that has been shed by these white devils killing our Muslim brothers, whether you are light skinned or brown skinned. If you have a skin color like mine, I'm light skinned. I'm about the same complexion as an Arabic brother and sister, or a Palestine or a Pakistani brother and sister. We're about the same complexion, but I'm black. There's people in India that's darker than me, but they not black. I'm black, but they not black, and they're darker than me. We all are melanated people. When we say black, we mean you have melanin in your skin. We have pigment. We are brown people. That's what we mean. We are people of color. We just say black because that's what we've been classified in America. They first called us people of color. If you was all Muslims in America and you was Arabic and you was people from India and you was native people and you was from all these countries and you was all brown and yellow and Chinese, they would call you colored. That's the first thing they called us. They had all these people here in America, all these races. They was coming from all around the world. This place always been a place where everybody came to. They had so many cultures, so much religion. Before the white man came, that's why when he came here, he went on all these different pieces of land and he's like, man, these people look like Mexicans, these people look like Chinese, these people look like Africans, these people look like people from Iraq and Iran. All these people look alike from all these different worlds because they was coming from everywhere, all around the world. Boom, 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 mixing and breeding with each other happily. They might have their own religion, they might have their own cultures, but they was there. Then the white man came and he tore everything apart. See, people think that black people come from Africa. But black people came from every place on the face of the earth. Because there ain't no such thing as black people, technically. My hair is black. The reason why we say black is because the darkest skinned people in Africa, they look like they black. And the palest people on earth look like they white. Like an albino, they white. You ever seen an albino skin? They are white. This is where the term white and black came from. And the black was like a negative term. Black was a negative term. And still is to this day. But we took that word and we made it powerful. We made it black power. We made black is beautiful. Because black also means to burn. To burn. The sun burns us and makes us black. It just depends on what definition you want to use. But let's go before I go, because it's about time to make prayer. I'm always running late making prayer. I have to do 2 of them back to back sometimes. But I just started about a week ago. I wasn't making prayer at all. Albinos. Okay, this is where white people come from. See that? That's white people. Specifically from white people from India. Look at these. Look at these white people. You see how, look at their skin. It's dang near white. The whitest you gonna be. Look at this beautiful sister. Look at this beautiful sister. We know she's of African dysphoria. We use these words to confuse people. Like in Mexico, you tell them they black, they come like, no, I'm brown, I'm not black. They don't understand because they associate black with being, see what I'm saying? See how I'm distracted by my own neighbor coming up with this music so loud that everybody in the neighborhood can hear it. When all he got to do is turn it loud enough for himself to hear. Why you want everybody else to hear your music? Why you got to play it that dang loud that I'm inside of my house and it's overpowering my voice? Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I'm gonna miss seven better than better. I like Bone Thugs and Harmony. But when I'm talking to my Muslim brothers and people and non-believers on something serious, I don't want to hear somebody pulling up playing Tupac or Bone Thugs and Harmony. He gonna sit, listen, watch. He gonna sit here and let it play for about a good 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. No, he didn't. But let's say, all right, Allah knows best. He's like, Allah was like, I'm gonna make him turn it off. Normally, he played that so long, he'd be sitting there, he'd get outside his car, he'd be looking all around. It'd be like 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it'd be late. It's my brother, you know, he's my neighbor upstairs, he's cool. But man, you gotta have consideration for other people. Okay, look at this picture right here. This is about to blow your mind away. This is where white people come from. This is why they hate us. Because these people right here were considered taboo. They were considered taboo. Meaning they were considered a curse. Imagine you, for thousands of years, everybody looked like me. Everybody looked like Africans. Dark skinned. They weren't even like me. Probably. They were dark skinned. Then you get these people who are our brothers and sisters. Go back. To this beautiful sister. This beautiful woman right here with white hair and white skin. If she breeds with me, the baby is going to look like him. Or if she breeds with me, you see how light skinned I am. If she breeds with me, I'm going to show you how the baby going to look. Caucasoid. They gonna show cartoons. Y'all know y'all are Caucasoids. Y'all can show a white person. Go ahead. That's who y'all are. Caucasian. Oh yeah, the brother who was playing the music, I want to give him credit. He told me to start a podcast. He said I was too deep with it. I had to start a podcast. So that's what I did. So even though he's playing his music loud, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be talking to y'all right now. I mean, I wanted to, but he encouraged me. He told me, hey, you're wasting your time. You got talent. You speak. You're deep. Like I explained God, you know, and this is not Islam. This is just me, you know, saying what I believe God is. Because you think God is sitting in the sky in a chair, and he's not. There's nobody sitting in no chair. He's not no man. He don't get up and pee and dookie and eat. He's not a man he's not a woman. He don't have a sexual identification. He doesn't have gender, because why doesn't he have gender? He doesn't need a penis or a vagina. That's for people who wants to breed and procreate. Genders is for procreation only. If there was no need for procreation, there would be no assigned genders. Therefore, Allah is above all genders. We say he, but he's no he nor she. And that's what people in Islam, they fall short, because they hold on to the name he. And they said, well, he said that men should be treated like he said. Like, no. Allah is no woman nor man. So he's just as equal as both. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not a gender. He's bigger than that. He's infinite power and energy. You're not going to go to heaven and he's going to be sitting in a chair eating some popcorn like, hey, I've been waiting for you, bro. Oh, Allah, what's up, baby? I knew you was up here. Not going to happen. You're not even going to see him. You're just going to feel him. You want to see Allah? You are looking at him everywhere you go. When you look in the mirror, when you comb your hair, when you brush your teeth, when you look down on your feet, when you walk outside, you see the bug flying by, when you see the grass growing up, when you look at the clouds, when you breathe in the air, when you take a sip of water, when you slaughter that animal and you eat it and you feed yourself. Everything you see was created by Allah, because Allah is in everything. You want to see what Allah is? Just look outside and see what he has created, what he has done. Look into the universe and see all the stars and everything. Allah is everywhere. He's the beginning. He's the end. There's no end and there's no beginning, because he's always been here, and no creator. He creates, and he has never been created. He's always existed. He, she, whatever you want to call. But we have to call him something, so we say he. You must understand that Allah is good. You take away the word good, you take the word good, right? G-O-O-D. Take away the O. What do you get? God. Add a O, what do you get? G-O-O-D. Good. Take away a O, what do you get? G-O-D. God. What does God represent? Good. And who is good? Who is the only person that is good? Because we're not good. We make sins. We make mistakes. We're trying to be good every day, but there's only one person that is good, and that is God. Because God is good, and good is God. And good is positive energy. Positive energy. Islam is peace. Islam is good. Islam is God. Islam is positive. Positive energy. That's Islam. Peacefulness is positive. Take the word devil. You white devil. Take away the D. D-E-V-I-L. Is that how you spell it? Yeah, I believe. I'm terrible at spelling too. Take away the D. You get evil. Add a D, you get devil. The devil represents evil, and evil represents the devil. But it's bigger than that. Because evil and the devil represents negative. Negativity. Negative energy. Allah is everything. He is good. He is the bad. He is the in-between because he controls everything. Without him, nothing exists. So Allah is not bad, but he holds the power of good and evil in his hands. He gives it to you and say, choose. He's hoping you choose good. He knows what you're going to choose before you choose it, but you get the gift of free will. You have the choice to go this way, the right way, or you got a choice to go the left way, where you'll be left behind. You understand? So take the word good and God and positive energy. Take the word devil, evil, and negative energy. Take the word devil and evil, throw it out there. And just keep the word negative. Negative energy. Like a car battery. You can't start your car without the ground wire. Negative is grounding. You have to ground that wire so that positive energy can manifest. So don't think of it as good, God. Think of it as energy, infinite power. Allah is infinite. And this is me telling you my opinion as a man. So if you don't agree with it in Islam, okay. I'm just telling you how I decipher who God is or what God is. So you got energy, positive and negative. It's like Matrix, red pill, blue pill. Which one do you want? This is negative on the left. This is positive on the right. I want positive energy. That negative energy, I don't need that until it's time to, fight back. Because positive energy will get you killed. You don't believe me? Look at Martin Luther King. Look at Malcolm X. Let's say, no, we're not going to even say Malcolm X. Because he was positive, but he had a force of negativity. Not meaning bad, but just negative is more of a physical, more of a masculine energy. And feminine energy would be more of a positive, nurturing energy. Right? So let's say Martin Luther King was all positive. He had no negative energy whatsoever. You smack him, bam! Like Jesus. He give you his other cheek. Like, did this Negro just turn his cheek so I could smack him on the other side? This Negro is crazy. White power. White power. That's how they was. Smack the hell out of Martin Luther King. That's how they feel. What did he do? I will not fight back, for violence is not the answer. You must combat violence with love. What the hell? They stomp Martin Luther King out on the damn ground. Stomp him out on the ground. Punk sucker ass nigga. What did Martin Luther King do? You hit like a bitch. He ain't gonna say that, but that's probably him. Now, back to what I was saying. You done beat me up? Because I got something to talk about. I got to unite black and white people together. It's not hurting me. That's how powerful Martin Luther King was, but that's how weak he was. Because he had no negative energy in him. Now, Malcolm X, you're going to get a negative energy. Don't think of it as bad. Think of it as masculine. Think of it as, I'm going to punch you in your face if you touch me. That's negative. That's powerful. That's masculine. Feminine is weak. A woman is not going to go out in the wilderness and wrestle no damn cow to the ground and beat him over the head. No. You're going to have a man go out there and get physical. It's going to take some negative energy to get that cow on the ground. You're not going to be able to be like, please cow it down on the ground and die on this grill. Pour some barbecue sauce on yourself for me. Cut yourself up into steaks, please. Positive energy, ooh. It's not going to happen. That cow's going to be like, the hell out of my face. Let me eat my grass. You got to walk up to him like, listen, cow. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Moo, moo, moo. choke his ass out to the floor, cut his ass up into little steaks, put his ass on the grill, and put some barbecue sauce on his ass and feed everybody. That's a negative action. You understand what I'm saying now? Positive. But it's going to take some positive energy to cut him up. And after you cut him up and you get him, the women are going to come in. They're going to cook him up. They're going to cook him up real nice. Put him on a plate. They're going to cook vegetables and all kinds of sides. And they're going to feed all the homeless people and all the hungry people. That's positive action. You can't have one without the other. Positive, negative, masculine, feminine. Break it down even further. Masculine, testosterone. Feminine, estrogen. Masculine, negative, testosterone. Strength, aggression. Feminine, feminine, estrogen, positive, good. See what I'm saying? See where I'm going with that? Did you know in a man and in a woman, we have estrogen in us? Men, we have the same estrogen in us that females have that makes them feminine. This is why you got some Negroes out here walking around carrying purses. Because they put so much stuff into their body, it increases the level of estrogen and makes them into men. Makes from men into women. And then the women are putting so much stuff in their body, they're putting testosterone in their body, and they're turning from women into men. That's just one thing, you know what I'm saying? That's why you got homosexuality, because people's testosterone and their estrogen levels are unbalanced. A man's testosterone is supposed to be here and his estrogen level is supposed to be here. But if it switches and flip-flops and his estrogen is here and his testosterone is here, he's going to be like, hey, everybody, woo! He's going to turn gay. And then there's other people that just turn gay because they were molested and all that stuff. But that's a whole nother story. That's why the gay people say we were born gay. Maybe they were born gay because their mother was eating so much stuff and their father was eating so much stuff that was high in estrogen. Like soy. Did you know they say soy is high in estrogen? But then they also say it's an estrogen blocker. So it's hard to say what it is. I know it's high in protein, but they say if you eat too much of it, your estrogen levels will grow up and you might grow boobs and lactate milk as a man. This is fact. I ain't making this stuff up. Go Google it. Men can produce breast milk if their levels of estrogen is too high and their testosterone levels is too low. Because remember I told you, God is not a gender. We are created in the likeness and image of God, and the only reason we have gender is to procreate. Other than the sexual organs of a man and a woman being different, we are exactly the same. You could take a heart out of a man and put it in a woman. You could take a lung out of a man and put it in. You could take a heart out of a man, put it in a woman. You could take the lung out of a woman and put it in a man. But you can't take the vagina and put it on a man, and you can't take a penis and put it on a woman. Now, they're doing that, but that's not real. That's some man-made crap. Because if it was real, you better take the vagina and the womb out and put it in a man, and he'd be able to have a damn baby. You better take the penis and the loins out, the testicles out, and everything that's connected to it, and put it in a woman, and she'd be able to shoot out sperm and impregnate that man. That's impossible. They're working on it, and with the science, who knows what they're going to do? But that's an abomination. That's against Allah. Hey, Sharon, my neighbor. That's against Allah. But that's what the white man is. He's against everything that is of good. His God is not me. His God is not you, because we are a part of Allah, and Allah is a part of us, and everything around us. The white man's God is money. It says it on his money. In God we trust. It doesn't say in God we trust Allah. It says in God we trust. And it shows you a white man. He believes he is God. He believes money is God. That's his God. The white man is God to himself and money. In God we trust on the dollar. A law passed in July.
According to Wikipedia, a law passed in July 1955 by a joint resolution of the 84th Congress, Pub. L. 84 to 140, and approved by President Dwight Eisenhower requires that, "In God We Trust," appear on all American currency.
You see that? 1955, they decided to put God we trust on money. They might have made you believe that they were trying to say that they trust in God, but if they trust in God, in 1955, racism would have been over with. Because God is the most merciful, most forgiving. God is Islam. God is Muslim. Well, we are Muslims, but God created Muslims and we are a part of God. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going. God is peace and humanity. Ain't nothing peaceful about these white people killing us and raping us, or raping our women, raping our men, and hanging us, killing our kids and kidnapping them and taking out their organs and selling them to the black market. There's nothing peaceful about that. There's nothing peaceful about Dylan Roof. There's nothing peaceful about this
According
pasty
to
bastard.
Wikipedia, Dylan Stormroof is an American white supremacist, neo-Nazi, mass murderer, and domestic terrorist convicted for perpetrating the Charleston church shooting on June 17, 2015, in the U.S. state of South Carolina.
Charleston church shooting. Members of the Charleston church. So y'all see how real this is, man. There's no game out here. See all them black people? He walked into that church and killed all them. So he's not no damn peaceful person. He's a damn devil. The white man. Not white people. There are great white people out there. I got white friends and white families that I call family. We definitely got white family because there's white Muslims. That's why I tell white people, stop calling yourself white. You are not white. This is white. This screen is white. You're not white. You peach, beige, tan, like the inside of my hand. That's not white. This is white. Look at my hand. White people are like the inside of my hand. Right? So if white people are like the inside of my hand, I put it next to white. You see that white people are not white. Therefore, if they're not white, they're human. They have a hue. They have a color. Now I got to go. I'm supposed to pray. And I've been here talking to y'all. But Allah wills it. If not, He would have shut down the social media platform. He gives me free will. And I apologize. I'm going to make salat right now. Peace, brothers and sisters. After I'm done, I'm about to talk to this queen. I see. Okay, Nancy, I'm on my way. Let me go make salat. Peace. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. All praises be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds. There is only one God, and Muhammad is the last of the messengers. After him, there will be none. Peace.